I did it again. Every time I start talking, I keep forgetting I got my mic muted on here, so that way you guys can listen to good music and all that good stuff. So, anyway, let's start again. We've only been a minute into this. Hello, and welcome to another tabletop review, hosted to you by yours truly, Tabletop Junkie. Alright, well, today we are doing a tabletop review on guilds and orders. Not necessarily Castles and Crusades, but still written by Troll Lord Games, or written and published by Troll Lord Games, or however you want to go about that. It's by Troll Lord Games. All right. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into this. So, Guilds and Orders, honestly, is just a reference guide. But it does paint a better picture about how guilds and orders should be constructed. However, you can still get the same. The same. Give me 1 second. I do apologize. Just for some reason, everybody wants to get a hold of me at 10 o'clock today. Anyway, you can still pretty much get the same idea from the Castle Keeper's Guide using land as treasure. It is in that chapter too, but I think Guilds and Orders, a reference guide, actually paints a bit better of a picture, as they only share a few examples in the book of the Castle Keeper's Guide. So we are going to do Guilds and Orders, a reference guide review, which is not like I just said is not necessary, but if you want to, I feel in my opinion, if you want a better idea about guilds and orders, you can definitely pick up that book, and honestly, I think it does paint a better picture for you. I think it, well, or at least a more descriptive picture. I think they do a good job in the Castle Keeper's Guide on talking about that, guilds and orders, but I think the actual reference guide does give you just a bit better picture, a bit more detailed. So, Guilds and Orders reference guide is by Stephen Chenault, editor Mark Sandy. Front cover was by David Monette, and then interior art was Peter Bradley. And it was published by Troll Lord Games, and you can get it off the Troll Lord Games website. And actually, honestly, I think it might be for Steel too, so you might want to jump on that. I will definitely have the link to it posted in my description. So if you do see this video and you do like what you see during this review, and you do like my review, go ahead and check it out for yourself. So Guilds and Orders is basically, this is just a simple resource guide. They do have some examples in the book, such as stuff written in very simple format for several sections divided up between classes, such as Rangers, Rogues, and Wizards, etc., as well as some that don't even have any class dependence. There is stuff in here about Bards Guilds, and they do have a few examples about how that works with them. And the format is very simple. It has the name of the guild, a small description of the guild, the location of the guild, like where would the guild highly be located at, the structure of the guild, with a complete table of the ranking system and a title during that system, as well as wealth and influence of the guild and history of the guild. That is a very simple format, and they do that for all guilds. So that is the Guild and Orders format. Me personally, it's pretty much the work is already halfway done for you. If you want something homebrew, it's very, very simple. I mean, for mostly, when you talk about orders, there is 3 types of classes that automatically, to me, has an order. That would be clerics, paladins, and well, there was a third one. I mean, obviously you do have thieves guilds and wizards orders, but if you think about it, clerics' main orders would be their religious belief, the church that they follow, the deity that they believe in and worship. So technically that would be an order, because there would be obviously there's a religious background, and there's usually a following. So, I mean, to have a religious order, and honestly, for that one, that's very simple. Just go to the cleric and paladin section. As for land as treasure, look at those tables. That's how they would actually probably be in their actual orders, too. So, but to break down on a little bit more complex ones, like bards. Bards wouldn't necessarily have a guild, but there may be a bard guild. There may be a guild full of poets. There may be a guild full of scholars. Bards tell stories. They actually go out and gather history and gather knowledge of the world, and they write the history books. There may be, that is basically bards are basically the men of letters in medieval times. If you guys ever played Final Fantasy IX, the technically the bad guys that I believe they were called Tantalus, the main character was part of. Technically, they were a bunch of crooks, but technically they did act. So there could be an acting guild. Same for, and then and then there's ranger guilds. Going from there with the rangers, there's rangers guilds such as the Green Watch. Those who, the Deer Stalkers. Each with their own ranking system. There's rogues guilds. There's even wizard orders. Or wizard guilds. I'm even pretty sure there's a fighter guild somewhere. If you guys ever played Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, there are a couple fighter guilds in there. Guilds of warriors and stuff like that. And then there's tradesmen guilds, like the Granite Men. Those who decide to take up masonry. And they make, well, stone type structures. And then the Pig Cleavers. The Pig Cleavers is another trades guild. They're technically a guild full of butchers that go out and kill pigs for a living, and and make sure that they have enough, and they basically butcher and send it out. Basically, it's a modern day butcher shop. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here, and it's all under the same format. And it's like I said, they give you a pretty good example about how each structure would work. I mean, you would pay out a certain much of tribute to your guild to keep the guild going. So on and so forth. So, other than that, I mean, that is pretty much about it for guilds and orders. I can go on and on, but it's pretty much going to be saying the same thing over and over again. Fighter Guild, Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, Mages Guild. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. And Colin, it's nice to see you on this great and wonderful day. So, there's not really much artwork to show off, but, I can't not show off some things to try and entice everyone in the book. So here we go. I'm gonna show off some few things here. The artwork maybe left something left to be desired, but, honestly, I think it's pretty good. I like it. I bought it. So, here's some artwork there. Some grayscale. I love the gray, and like I said, here's some examples. The Unforgiving Mass, which is a bard's guild dedicated to dark gods. So, excuse me. I'm only really on my first cup of coffee. So, yeah, basically a religious bard guild. You can kind of do that too. Pretty much easy. But this is pretty much all it is a basic form, it shows you the basic format of information, and it's got tables of guild rankings. I like that. I like a guild that has goals. Do they have guild-specific benefits, such training, discounts, etc.? Well, you got to pay tribute. It's always good to pay tribute to your guild to keep the guild going. You do get a certain amount of profit, and you do gain benefits, such as gaining probably special things. For instance, in the Castle and Crusades game that you will be taking part in, I have made a traveling merchant guild called the Traveling Caravan, which, you are given the goods to sell. You get a certain point of the profits, so you basically get profits for selling items. You'll probably be selling them for face value in the book, but if you could also talk up someone buying something special from you, that would count. And the guild itself actually provides you a horse and wagon, or 2 horses and a wagon, whatever it takes to travel. So there is special benefits of joining a guild, or at least there should be. That is honestly up to the Castle Keeper's Guide. Or the Castle Keepers, not the guide, but the Castle Keepers themselves. So that is up to the independent, basically the independent Castle Keeper, or them as, most commonly known as Game Master or Dungeon Master. It's really up to the storyteller in this case. So, much up to be desired. And like I said, yep, I made the Traveling Caravan, which is basically traveling merchants that are in a wagon, and they just sell you whatever goods they have, which comes from the guild. The guild takes a certain a certain amount of total money you make, and they leave you the rest. So, and that is also based on ranking. How? Oh man, you know what? I'm having so many issues today. Um, well, other than that, excuse me for just a moment. All right, other than that, so yeah, there's basically that's basically just it. I mean, it's very simple, simplistic. I bought it because honestly, it was a great deal. Let me pull up the deals here real quick from Troller Games. I feel like I'm a salesman when I do this, so I try not to do this too often. But I will have the link posted so you can check it out for yourself. Let's see here. Guilds and Orders. Okay, so you can get a physical copy of Guilds and Orders, a reference guide today for $9.99. Or you can spend $4.99 and get the digital version. Or my personal favorite, I always love to do the print plus digital, $11.99. So you only save a couple bucks. See 10 there, 5 there, about 12 there. So you only save $3 by getting the print and digital combo. But you can never go wrong with a combo deal. And not every place not everybody offers them. So I'd say steal them up. Maybe Troller Games would sponsor you. I don't know about that. That's not something I'm actually part of their Discord server, but that's not something I'd like to mention too much. I'm just doing these reviews because this is a hobby of mine, but you kind of got a good point, because I'm a big fan, but at the same time, I don't bother the masters themselves. To me, those guys are master game designers. So, but that's good. Good point, Colin. I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I do these reviews for fun, and I buy their books, and they made some good money off of me. So, and they know it because they send me emails all the time saying thank you. And no, that's not, actually, I just got strange thing is I just got an email from them too about something else, and I got to check on that because I'm not sure what that is. I've already received all my emails because I keep track of all that stuff like a hawk, Like I get a new email, I got to read it. So I've read all my emails as far as I know, and I got something else, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I subscribed to something and I didn't realize it. I don't know. Anyway, well, enough rambling of that. This went on for 15 minutes, which to me is 5, maybe 6 minutes too long, because this was a very simple review. Like I said, I will have the link to that exact book in my description, as well as my Twitter page, and you can go on my Twitter page and see what else I have coming up on any given day. Well, that is all that I have. Thank you for joining me for the review. It's early in the morning, I do apologize, but work hard, play hard, game on, everybody. My famous Tabletop Junkie salute. You gotta relax out there because life is too short, but we're not gonna go there because that is somebody else's line. Have a great and wonderful day.